Hey guys, what's going on? I'm here from GTTClan. Welcome to another tutorial episode on how to make a custom zombies map. This is episode 2. So today I'm going to show you guys how to use Radiant. The basic way of using Radiant, just looking around, knowing your brushes, your textures, and so on. And I'm also going to show you guys how to make just a regular box map, and I'm going to show you guys how to place player spawns, how to place zombie barricades, and so on. So it's going to be pretty fun, and then you guys can play around with it a little more after this. But not too big of a tutorial. This is how to start off really making your map, so I guess it is a big tutorial, but hopefully it's not going to be too long for you guys or too complicated. So let's begin right off the bat here. Okay, so what you guys are going to do firstly is, I'm sure you guys just either started up your computer or you don't have anything open up but your browser. So go ahead and find your Call of Duty World War directory. Now I already know where mine is, but I'm going to show you guys how to find it anyways. Go find your Call of Duty World War application, right click it, and click Open File Location. Easy peasy. Okay, now at the very top it should say bin in your directory. Go ahead and double click bin. Go down to launcher and double click launcher. It should ask you if you want to open it, say yes. Okay. So last episode I did teach you guys how to use the launcher. If you guys do not know how to use the launcher, go ahead and go back to episode 1. Definitely going to show you guys how to use it. So in the top left corner of your launcher, go ahead and click Radiant. That's pretty much all you guys have to do. You guys can minimize launcher. So now you just give it some time. 2 launchers are opened up. Weird. But they're still, yeah, okay. Well, I gotta close one of them, don't I? There we go. Alright, so Radiant should have opened up for you guys by now. Mine's a little slow, so please give it some time. Don't know why it's always so slow, but it is. Every time you start up Radiant or start up Launcher, right when you turn your computer on, it is always slow, so definitely expect it to be slow. In this case, it's so slow that I have to close it, because I do not want to waste time. Okay, so apparently Radiant was minimized the whole time, which I didn't know. If it's minimized like this, well, you can just open it back up. So, right when you guys open up Launcher, it should look something like this. Blank, gray screen, whatever. Yours is going to be white, so like up here, if you can see my mouse, where it says File, Edit, View, Select, it should all be white for you. Everything should be white. The reason why mine's not white is because I have a different Windows 7 theme, as you can tell. So it's going to look different for me, but it's better for you guys because now you can see it better. You can see what I'm clicking, so it's definitely a better view for you guys. Okay, so let's get right into it. I guess, alright, I'm going to, okay, firstly go to File, top left corner, click File, and click Open. Once you guys click Open, you guys should be redirected to your directory and map source. Once you guys are in your map source, actually just in case you guys aren't in your map source, make sure you know where your directory is so you can find it manually. Then once you guys find your directory manually, double click your directory, go to map source, and then it should open up what we need. Now go ahead and find your Nazi zombie map name. So Nazi underscore zombie underscore whatever you named your map. Mine is YT. Yes, YT, that's a new one. I know last episode I named it YouTube. I couldn't run my map, I couldn't test it, so I just decided to create another one and name it YT. But don't worry, I didn't do anything to it that I already didn't do in episode 1. Okay, now finally we are opened up. This is what you guys should see exactly if you used the same script placer that I used. So this is what you guys should get. Pretty cool. Well, not cool at all. Pretty basic crap, but this is what you guys should see. Now I'm going to teach you guys how to move around. If you right click on, so this is what your screen should have looked like. If you right click on your little screen right here that shows you what your map looks like, hold your right click and then move your mouse backwards or forward to kind of move forward and backwards, and then left and right to look around. So as you can see, this is the basic way of looking around. From this point of view, you can kind of see how your map's all laid out, but this is obviously not enough. I'll show you guys how to use more of use more of the camera. So another basic way of using, I don't know why I did that, sorry. Another basic way of using your camera is pressing Z and A. Now this will allow you guys to look up and down so you can see what's on the ground of your map and see what's on the ceiling. Now in this case we don't have a ceiling, so we don't really have to worry about that. But yeah, so Z and A, you can kind of look up and down, pretty basic stuff. And then I'm going to teach you guys how to move up and down, okay? That sounds a little weird, but I'm going to teach you guys how to look under your map and above your map. There's a lot of combinations you have to use. Well, no combinations to move around the camera, but later on, like when you move down, you gotta press A and Z, and I'll show you guys what I mean. So, to move down and up, hold Control, and right click and hold once again, and as you can see, I move up and down. Moving your mouse down will move your camera down, moving your mouse up will move it up. Pretty basic stuff. Moving your mouse left and right will move your camera left without having to look around. It's just literally moving it in a straight line left, and then moving it right is the same thing. So, now, let's say you want to look under your map. Now you go under your map, but you don't really see much of your map. All you have to guys do is let go of Control and your mouse and press A. I was going to say press Z. Press Z if you want to look down, but press A if you want to look up. And as you can see, now you can move around. If you guys want to do it faster, you guys can kind of learn the controls yourselves. As you can see, I'm kind of moving around the map a little bit faster, looking down and up a little bit faster. Now, this is the way I do my maps, but don't worry, it's not a slow process. Actually, I do it pretty fast. And once you guys learn the controls, you guys will learn it pretty fast and start moving around the map a lot faster than me. But there's also different ways of looking around your map. I don't know if I want to show you guys it though, because it's pointless pretty much. So in the top right here under physics, under the physics tab, you guys will see something that says cam. And then if you hover over it, it's going to say toggle camera movement mode. Now, I wouldn't touch that if I were you, but it all depends on what you guys are comfortable with. So just click it once or twice. If you do click it, you're going to see that now if you right click and hold, you guys can't move around, but you guys can look around pretty damn well. And if you hold Control, you can still move up and down and left and right. So it's pretty good still, but now if you press cam one more time, you're going to go back to moving it left and right, but now it's going to be a lot different. Now it's going to be really weird looking. It's going to look like it's cinematic or whatever. Very bad movements, it's a bit laggy too, so definitely not recommended. So if you click cam one more time, boom, we're back to our regular movement that we showed you guys a couple of seconds ago. So now that we're done with movement, because I know, geez, that took about, who knows, 10-minute video, 10-minute recording time, so let's get right into making a house and stuff like that. So first thing you guys are going to want to do is press I on your keyboard. That should select everything. I will always select everything on your map. Now what you guys will want to do is press backspace to delete it all. Yes, we're going to delete it all because we don't want that crap. It's just garbage. And now we're going to show you guys how to use the grid, which is pretty damn simple, but obviously a lot of you guys are new here, so I got to show you guys how to use it, which is not a problem to me. So it's really, you know what? It's just like using the regular screen over here, where my mouse is, because you right click and hold to, move your grid up and down, left and right. Pretty basic. And if you use your mouse wheel, you can zoom in and out. Now, you can also change your grid, what is it called? Grid size, I guess. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'll show you guys what I mean. In the top right, top right, you're going to see a grid tab. Click grid. Now you guys can choose between, how do you say this? An 8x8 grid, a 4x4, a 2x2. So if I click 2x2, now it's going to be, it's supposed to be a little bigger. If you zoom in and then click grid 8, right, it's going to be small. As you can see now it's 8x8. But if you click grid 2, it's going to be 2x2. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Yeah, whatever. You guys can kind of have fun with that. You guys will need this a lot during Radiant, so I'm definitely going to teach you guys how to use it better. But for now, just stick with whatever you have, or whatever you can use. So, starting off, I'm going to show you guys how to make a regular base plate. Base plates firstly need texture, so you guys will need a texture in order to create a base plate. Obviously, these are your textures down here. but you guys will probably not have as many options as I do. So what you guys want to do is at the top right, at the top, you're going to see a textures tab. Go ahead and click textures. Go ahead and go down to usage, and then click all. I know it's already ticked for me, and it may be already ticked for you, but just click it again. And as you can see, now you have even more textures to choose from that will help you create your map. These are all World at War textures. But for me, in this case, I have custom textures that were sent in to me by some other user, other zombie maker, which is Smasher248. Thank you to him. We got a bunch of more textures, but I'm going to show you guys the textures that you will be using so we don't get all confused. I think, you know what, I don't know what the first texture is for you guys, but every single texture here that you see is already in your game. So I'm just going to select one out of the ordinary. Let's select, what should we select? I want to start with chalk, I really do, but I don't know if you guys would want to start with chalk because you guys may be confused with that. But you know what, okay fine, let's start with chalk. So go ahead and click your textures tab again, go on usage, and go on tools. Okay, yeah. And then in tools, you're going to have a texture pop up that says chalk. So just click chalk, and then we're going to start creating our map. So in order to create your first base plate, go ahead and drag and drop. Okay, you guys will know what I mean. Left click and hold on the grid, and then just move your mouse around. You guys should be creating a grid like so, or like a brush. I guess this is called a brush model. So you guys will be creating a brush model, pretty basic stuff. And obviously move around and make sure to find your brush model. Otherwise, you're going to be staring at a blank map the whole time. So your brush model may look like this. Mine's a little thick, but yours may be pretty skinny. Now, brush models are pretty easy to play around with. If you hold shift and left click your brush model, you can do it in the grid as you can see, but once you guys get a little more into mapping and start having zones and triggers, you're gonna accidentally click the triggers instead of the brushes. So what you guys are gonna have to do is just click it in this little box over here. Just click your brush, and it should highlight it. Now, that sound is when Radiant saves itself, so don't worry. It's gonna do that a lot. It does it every 30. For me, it does it every 30 minutes. For you, it's probably gonna do it every 10 minutes or something, 5 minutes. I don't know. But anyways, now that we selected our model, what we're gonna have to do, because this is a little too thick, we're gonna have to press Control and Tab. Oops, Control Tab. Now what this will do is change the way the grid is viewed. So I'm gonna show you guys the 3 ways your grid is laid out and viewed. So here's the first way. This is top-down view. Okay, pretty basic stuff. So if I want to change, if I want to move it around, as you can see, I'm moving it around on the grid, top-down view, so I know exactly where I'm placing it, and I can resize it the same way. By the way, resizing is just on the edges of the brush model in your grid. So as you can see, these little dark red lines, you can click in the box or outside of it, and you can kind of move it around. Or resize it. Just like I said in my first episode, I will have lots of issues talking and explaining to you guys what everything is, but just give me some time. Okay. Now, Control Tab will change your view of your brush model. Now you can see the side view of it. So in this case, you're gonna see this side view of it, or the other side view of it. I don't know. I don't think it matters. I think it's both. But as you can see, now I can shrink or make my brush model a little bit thinner, which is something I was planning to do. So as you guys can see, if you guys want, you can make it thicker, thinner, whatever it is you'd like. But now I'm going to show you guys another view of the grid. So press Control Tab one more time. Now you guys will have another view of it. Now this time, I believe this view is another sideways view of it. I just don't know which side. It's either this side or this side. I don't know. Once we get into mapping more, you guys will notice that it's very easy to... Actually, I think this is how high you are. So, yeah. Okay, I don't know. We'll see. But press Control Tab again, and you guys will be back to your regular top-down view, which is definitely the best thing to use when you're just laying out your map at first. So, finally, man, let's get into some fun stuff. If you press Escape, guys, it will deselect your... it will deselect everything. I'll show you guys how to select individual things as well later on, but for now, just deselect it and admire what you made because it's awesome. Okay, it's beast. So, by the way, one thing I'm just gonna show you guys one more thing, then we're gonna start creating a bunch of stuff. When you guys are controlling your grid, if you guys want to know where you are on your grid, because it may be a little confusing, you're gonna see something like this in your grid. Now this is your camera and which way you're looking. So you can just imagine a line in the middle of your triangle right here that shows you where you're looking. So in this case, as you can see, every time I move my camera left or right, he's gonna look left and right. It's very basic stuff. Wherever, okay, your whole view is this right here. This whole triangle is your view. Okay, whatever is, towards you. Okay, whatever is, how do you say this? Opposite from your triangle pointing forward, like from the tip, that's what you can see. So in this case, if I move my camera to the very tip of this square, right, my camera guide thing is going to move, and as you can see, I can see everything from the edges to the other edge and a little bit of the top, which you don't really see in this type of grid, but I'll show you guys some other cool neat things you can see with this. But for now, let's start creating some map stuff. Okay, that was a little confusing, but let's start creating pillars or something, just start creating random things, guys. Start making boxes. Now, a lot of the times your brush models will merge together. I'll show you guys how to unmerge it. So go ahead and press tab when you guys create a square, and now you guys have a, once again, side view of your map. Now, you can only do this in your side view. Now, sorry, I should explain to you guys. You can also move your objects around just by left-clicking it in the display view. As you can see, I'm moving it around. I'm moving up and down. But it's not as effective as it is using the grid. Because like this, you can exactly pinpoint it wherever you'd like, and it always locks on. It does lock on here too. It's just a bit confusing, at least to me. This is not how I map. But a lot of you guys may like this way of mapping better. I just like to, use the grid and move it around instead. It's, to me, much faster. You can kind of move it everywhere and anywhere you want. So, we're just going to move it on top of our base plate, and then we're going to increase the size of it. So, in this case, we're going to make it halfway, towards our grid or whatever. It doesn't have to be too big. I guess this is enough. And then we're going to duplicate it. So I'm going to show you guys how to duplicate now. So we're going to go back to our, what is this grid called? The top-down view of our grid. So now we're going to duplicate it. Now if you want to duplicate something, all you have to do is, once again, like let's say, okay, you already have it selected. I'm sure you already have it selected. So I already taught you guys how to select something. So select what you have and press space. Now that should duplicate it. That's it. And you guys can literally press space as much as you want. And then if you guys want to undo something, hold Control and press Z. This will undo whatever you did, and now press Control Y if you want to, do something again. It's a bit odd, but yeah, that's how you do it. Now I'm going to duplicate it and move it into each corner because we're going to be making a big box map. I might as well make a big one. Everyone. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Everyone makes a small one, but I'm going to make a big one. Yeah. Big ones are cool. No one likes small box maps. By the way, if you guys do make box maps, a little tip, not to throw you off or anything, never make box maps for anyone. What I mean by that is, if you're going to make a box map, make it for yourself or your friends, personally. Do not post it on any of the websites. Now, I know I sound so harsh saying that, but the only reason I say that, guys, is because box maps are completely outdated. No one really plays box maps anymore, and it's kind of like, it kind of sucks. So if you do make a box map by chance, just I don't know. I don't want to tell you guys not to make it because it's up to you guys what you create. Radiant is now yours to have fun with. So I'm not going to tell you guys what to create, but posting it, just be wary that a lot of members on UGX or on zombiemodding.com or on Custom Zombies, they will all judge your map and they're not going to be very polite about box maps. So please take that in consideration. Okay, into consideration, I mean, sorry. My English is really throwing myself off. Okay, so now that we created this little base plate, we're going to create roofs, and then we're going to create spawns. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, we're gonna make this pretty thin. We don't need to. Actually, we're gonna make it pretty thick. Who gives a shit? Okay, sorry guys. Didn't mean to swear, but come on. Okay, we're gonna create a regular base plate, or on top. We're gonna create a roof on our little box map. Now we're gonna enclose it because we don't want it to be open. Unless we do. I mean, that doesn't really matter. But oops, didn't want to do that. Oh, I should probably show you guys how to do that too. Oh my gosh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I wish you guys how to use a camera a little bit of a cool way. So this is really quick though. I'm just gonna explain really quick. If you hold Shift and Control at the same time and right click and hold that as well on your screen, you can kind of move your camera around like this instead of pressing Z and A. So you guys can kind of like move up and down, move forward, and then look around, and then it's kind of, I don't know, you guys can kind of play around with that once again, all on your own, but that's kind of a fun thing to do if you guys are too lazy to press A or Z. But yeah, let's get right back into our map making. We're going to create some nice walls, because why the hell not? Our walls will definitely be terrible, but it is what it is. And, oops, we're going to create that. Yeah, we're going to just enclose our whole box. We don't need to leave it open. Oops, 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 oops. Okay, let's go inside of our box. We won't be left out. We want to be in the lonely darkness of the world. It's so dark when you first spawn without lights and everything. It's crazy. Or without a skybox, which I'll tell you guys how to make in another video. But for now, we're just going to show you guys how to do this. So yeah, now you guys have your box map. This is how you first start off, guys. How long are we into our video? Holy crap! 21 minutes! Guys, that's crazy. We're going to go 30. Yeah! Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to make spawns now. Spawns are not really made. Well, you can make it yourself, but I'd recommend just taking it out of the tutorial map. That's the easiest thing to do. At least for me it is. So I don't know. We'll see. If you guys do have Sniper Bolt tutorial, which I hope you guys do, I think I did provide it for you guys. Yeah, the package should have it, so never mind. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm just going to show you guys what to do. So go ahead and save your map, guys. Top left corner, right under Edit, it should have a little memory card, an old classic memory card looking thing, and click it, and it should save it. You know, every single program has that, which is kind of weird. It's so old, but yeah, I guess it kind of shows you what save looks like. Anyways, save it, hit File, hit Open, and find Nazi Zombie Tutorial. Double click it, click Open, I guess, or if it doesn't work. Okay, now this should come up with a badass looking, already made tutorial for you. Now, once again, this should be included in, what is it? Sniper Bolt's tutorial. If it's not, dang it. But it should be. So yeah, this is what it should look like for you guys. Pretty cool, huh? It's all laid out. You can kind of see how it's all made. But most of this stuff you guys will probably not know. So what you guys will want to do is try to find the middle of the map, which is, well, sorry guys. Jeez, that was weird. Middle of the map, if you look on the grid, is right where it says -2 to 0. Oh geez, I have a weird cough coming on, but trying to hold it in. Okay. So in the middle of the map, you're gonna see four. I shouldn't even say anything. There's like a bunch of squares. You're gonna see one tall red square, and then you're gonna see four little red squares on the side of it that are floating right next to it. Go ahead and copy all of those. So Shift, and then why isn't it working? Shift, and then click whatever you want to copy. So you just want to copy these four squares right here. Pretty basic stuff. And once you guys select it, all you guys are going to do is click File, and then open up your map name again. So you either click Open and find your map manually, or it's going to be down here already recommended for you, because it's it's already your recent file. So I'm just going to click this, and it's going to ask you if you want to copy selection. Click Yes. Once you guys do that, it's going to copy your selection, but it's going to copy it somewhere else that you guys probably will not see on your map clearly or right away. As you can see, mine's right here. So what you guys will want to do is just drag these into your map. Pretty basic stuff. If it's too, down into the ground, I already taught you guys how to do this. Move it up, by clicking Control Tab and then using the grid to move it up, or whatever. You can once again move it around with left click. Pretty self-explanatory. So nothing too basic. There's nothing too complicated. But anyways, yeah. So make sure that your spawns are always above the map. Never in the map, never outside of the map, because then you won't spawn in your map. Make sure it's always, don't make sure it's floating like up here, then you're gonna fall down when you spawn and die probably. So just make sure it's close to the ground but not touching the ground. In this case, mine's always like this much off, no, this much off the ground. This will allow me to spawn safely without having to get stuck in the ground, without having to fall through the ground, whatever the damn issue is. It's going to be safe like this. Now, let's say you guys wanted to kind of rotate this because you don't like the way it is placed. Go ahead and select it all. Select all your spawns. And then at the top left corner, you're going to have tools like this. X-axis flip, Y-axis flip, Z-axis flip. You're going to have X-axis rotate, Y-axis rotate, and Z-axis rotate. The other ones are not really important. So Z-axis rotate rotates it sideways. So if you look very carefully at the arrows of the spawns, you will notice that I'm rotating it sideways clockwise. So this will, help you obviously rotate your objects. Now rotating it y-axis wise, it's going to rotate it upside down. It's going to like, I don't want to do it to the spawns currently. Whatever, I'll do it. As you can see, it kind of flips the whole things around. And x-axis kind of does the same thing, but the other way. So whichever way the arrow's pointing, that's the way the x-axis will rotate it, I believe. So anyways, now that we've taught you guys how to do that, let's deselect it. And I think that's all I promised you guys in the title. How to work Radiant, how to make a regular box map, and creating your spawns. So next tutorial, I will show you guys how to finally make it look better, put texture. I'm going to show you guys how to put textures now. If you go to Textures tab real quick, go to Usage, click All, and now find a texture that you guys want to make the walls. If you guys want to be specific with walls and floors, hit Textures again, click Usage, and then you guys will see that it's going to say stuff like interior wall, exterior trim, ground, roof, ceiling, road, whatever it is. And if you go down to Local, which is under Usage, you guys will see stuff like, not local, surface type. You're going to see a lot of asphalt, bark, brick, carpet, wood, foliage, glass, whatever it is. But usage that's how you narrow down your textures. Now, you can also search for textures, but that's not recommended because all the textures customly in World at War are all coded with like, how do I make an example? Like wood _ dark _ dur_rise _ burn _01 blah 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 and all that complicated crap. So you don't want to search it up. So what you guys want to do is just click, if you're looking for interior walls, click interior walls, and you guys should have some very nice sexy interior walls. Now if you guys want this texture pack, I can't give it to you personally. You're going to have to contact one of some other you can contact me on Skype, which is undercover322 but without the D. That's my username. You guys can contact me on Skype, and then I'll give you some textures. Not these ones specifically, but I don't know. I may have to ask the creator of these, or whoever sent it to me. I'm going to have to ask him to give me permission to also distribute it to you guys. But for now, I'll show you guys how to make textures. So let's say, okay, this part will be a little complicated for you guys to understand. Probably not. Let's say you guys want to only have an inside map. You guys won't be going outside. Or at least you won't be, okay, if you guys won't see this part of the map, if you guys won't see the outside part of your box map, leave your texture like this, okay? I'll show you guys how to separate textures. Usually when you select, like if you want to select this wall, I taught you guys that you have to hold shift, left shift, and then press your left click your brush model. That will select your brush model, right? But now, as you can see, it selects every side of your brush model. So what you guys are going to do is press escape so you can deselect it, hold control and hold shift, and then left click the wall. Now, as you guys can see, it only selected one side of the wall. This is very useful in map editing. You do not want to put textures all over the wall. If your wall is not seen, you might as well not put a texture there. You know, like if obviously this part of the map for me is not going to be seen, so why would I put a texture on it? It's just a waste of memory. It's just going to lag your map for absolutely no reason, because it's going to start loading in textures all over your brush model, even though you can't see half of your brush model. So what's the point? Just leave it chalkwise, and then inside your map, you know, once again, Control Shift left click all the walls, and then all you guys will have to do is select the texture that you want your walls to look like. So in this case, I want mine to look like this. Boom. Sexy walls. Yeah. And then if you deselect it, you can kind of see what it also looks like. Now it will, I guess it will change in map or in game depending on your lighting, which we'll get into next couple episodes. But for now, guys, just select your walls, whatever you'd like. These custom walls that I have, you guys won't have, so don't worry too much about that. I think this is the floor, so we're gonna make the floor this awesome texture. Okay, this doesn't look good. So for the ceiling, we're going to make that. So yeah, there it is. That's pretty weird looking. I don't know. We're going to play around with it a little more next episode. But for now, guys, that's pretty much it. I went on long enough rambling about how to use the Radiant, which was, took forever. I know it did. Sorry, guys. But now we're finally done with that, and now we're going to move on during the next episodes. Alright, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that subscribe and hit that like button. Sorry if it's a little complicated. Sorry if it's a little long. But, guys, you got to learn these things. Otherwise, you know what? You're going to have to find out yourself. And finding out yourself is a pain, especially when you're struggling to make a map, you know, and then all of a sudden you realize that you can do it easier. It's like, what? I didn't know you could do that. And then you're all mad because whoever you watched the tutorial from didn't tell you that. And, well, you know what? That's just personal experience. Thanks, you guys, for watching. If you enjoyed, hit that subscribe button once again. Hit that like button and comment if you have any trouble at all. Hit that save button before you exit your Radiant, and make sure to compile, build mod, and build your patch. Actually, when you guys just work on Radiant, you don't have to build mod or build patch. Just build or compile your map. So in this case, compile your map like so. Compile. That should be it. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace. Oh, by the way, don't try testing your map yet because it won't have any lighting, so you're just going to be walking around in the dark. No point. And there's no zombies. So, peace, guys. Hope you enjoyed.